So timing and positioning are always key to what God's doing in our lives. Timing and positioning are always key to what God is working, to what God's doing. You can trust the timing of God because it's impeccable. And even when your positioning looks vulnerable, much like Israel in Exodus 14, they're boxed in. God told Moses, he said, Pharaoh's going to think, he's going to say in his heart that the Israelites are boxed in. I've got them where I want them. You see, that's just like the enemy. The enemy thinks he's got you where he wants you. Sometimes God needs us to look vulnerable because he's going to work through our barriers to open doors to destiny, opportunity, and to create options. There are options where you are. But when we are boxed in, when we feel boxed in, when we sense that we don't have options, it brings us into confusion. So much in Exodus 14 that we couldn't get into Sunday, that really, when you unpack it, is so rich with what God likes to do in terms of the timing of God. But for our purposes today, I just want to camp there. You can trust the timing of God. It is always impeccable. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything, there is a season. And for every purpose under the heaven, there's a timing. Timing is essential to the doings of God. Timing is essential to plans, dreams, purposes, goals, hopes. Timing is key to what God's doing right now where you are. So maybe you feel boxed in, don't know what your thing is, but to everything. So let me ask you a question. What is your thing? What's the thing that makes you feel boxed in? What's the thing that you fear you're not going to overcome? What's the thing that looks like it's caught you? What's the thing you can't see past? To everything, to your thing, there's a season. So here's the thing. Your thing, the key to your thing is a season thing, a timing thing. Let's unpack that and boil it down. It really means there's a moment waiting for you. There's a moment God has already ordained. God's already ordained moments. There are moments in which God helps us to create movement. I don't know what you feel boxed in by. I don't know what you're battling, dealing with. But what I know, and this is what I want to encourage you with today, is that the timing of God is impeccable. You can trust his timing. He's going to thread the needle of your deliverance, and you're not going to be able to miss him. I'm going to give you a phrase, and let it be a word from God, a word of encouragement, strategy, and direction. You cannot miss this move of God in your life. You will not miss the doors God is opening. You will not miss the timing of God. And especially, let me just say this to those who maybe feel like somewhere in your past you have missed God. Maybe you didn't discern a moment. Maybe you didn't recognize an opportunity. Maybe there's some failure in your history that is part of what you feel like has boxed you in. Man, nothing boxes us in more than fear. Because when we get fearful, we lose composure. When we lose composure, we don't have clarity. When we don't have clarity, we miss our opportunities. And so all of that stuff can come back in times when we look and feel boxed in. So those moments that God has ordained. He is so good. You're in a grace space right now. You may not see it, you may not feel it, you may not know it, but you're in a grace space. And the moments God has orchestrated, you will not miss them. God is not going to allow you to miss your moment. Your thing is a timing thing. And you can trust the timing of God. His timing is impeccable. To everything, there is a season and a time. To every purpose that exists under heaven, your purpose is key to timing. It's connected to divine timing. God's got some moments, some God moments, where things are going to begin to work and move and shift. And no matter how you may have missed it in your past, you're not going to miss him right now. God's doing some big things in your life. You may not be able to see them, but just because you don't see the way doesn't mean he's not making it. Now, you know that. If you've been in the kingdom any amount of time, you've got a trophy case of testimonies where in your history you can pull out a monument to an old move God made on your behalf. And I want you to do that today. I want you to look back at that, and I want you to remember how God came through. Not just how he came through, but when he came through. God wants to free you today from the fear of missing him. God's going to make some moves. God's going to thread the needle of your deliverance, and you will not miss your moments. As you move in faith, take steps of faith, don't fear risk. Let God move. And when you sense you need to make a move, you need to be confident that you're sensing that need to make a move because you're moving in the timing of God. I really strongly today want to encourage you. I sense this strongly to let somebody know. God wants to let you off the hook of the stress and the pressure and the anxiety you're under. You can trust the timing of God. You're not going to miss this move.